Thank you, everyone, for joining today's Hustle Education session. We've got Sonia Tomas. She's the Salon Doctor, and Sonia has over 37 years experience in the hair industry. She's a salon owner turned corporate sales pro, and she now trains salon owners and their teams and independent hairdressers, of course, on retail sales, consultation, and systems that actually boost revenue. We are super excited to team up with her for these 30-minute sessions every month. She's going to teach you how to prescribe powerful business solutions for you and your salon without making anyone feel salesy. So tap in, learn, and grow with Hustle and the Salon Doctor. It's over to you, Sonia.
Thank you so much, Mum. It's always a pleasure jumping on here. And thank you for everyone that actually that is on the Zoom, because I think that, taking the time out to invest in yourself, because that's what we have is time and what we choose to spend with it. And being on these Zooms, you will get some really great IP, whether it's with me or any of the other coaches. You'll definitely get to learn some skills and techniques to really try and, grow yourself as a person and in your business. So it's also a big thank you for you guys for showing up. What I really want to unpack first thing is, are your salons physically in your house set up as a salon environment? And if they are, I'm going to actually ask you, does your value change? On a mindset level, does your value change just because you're from home? What I normally see in home salons, that we have this story in our head that because we don't have a business, we're not paying rent, we're not, got bricks and mortar, that we all of a sudden have to charge a little bit less, or we will still charge, but we only give half the service. So we won't recommend retail because, we're from home, or we don't fully charge for everything. So we might charge for the service, but we go, here, I'll give you free treatment. Or we always try and compensate some way because we are working from home. Did this land for any of you? So what I want you to understand is that just because your location is from home, it doesn't change the value you bring. I work with a lot of solo entrepreneurs. I call it the solopreneur in salons. And what I find is it's the mindset that stops us from creating our value. It's our mindset that stops us charging our worth. Okay, because we automatically think because we're from home, we can't charge. But here's my question. Who's here been doing hairdressing more than 5 years? Hands up. Keep your hand up if it's been more than 10 years. Keep your hand up if it's been more than 15 years. Okay? If it's over 10 years, I want you to realise that's 10 years of intellectual property on knowing how to colour, how to cut, how to style, everything. So if you go to a doctor and you're going for heart surgery, would you pick a doctor that had 10 years experience, or would you pick a doctor that just was started? And if you did pick someone with 10 years, why would you pick someone with 10 years? He's done it, seen it, known it, failed, picked up, done all of it, right? So you know that his intellectual property, his experience is of value. So you always read their bio first, right? Okay. So why is it in our industry we could be working for 20, 30 years? I do my accelerator program in salons, and the staff that have the biggest struggle in recommending retail are the ones that have been doing it the longest. And I'm like, what have I missed here? Because this is the thing. This is gonna land for you guys. I know that if people are coming to your house, they already trust you and know you. Okay? So it doesn't matter what you say to them at this point. They're in. They're sold. They're done. They're convinced. Because they're physically driving to your house. So they've chosen to choose your house over a salon. Okay? So I know the trust is there. So why aren't we having the conversations around what the journey looks like properly? Why are we not charging properly? Why is there still the resistance? And I can tell you now, it's not your client. I tell you now, it's the story you keep telling yourself. I'm going to show you something that I hope lands for all of you. We have a thing in our life, and can you guys see my whiteboard? We have things called an event. Okay, we have an event. So somewhere along the line, someone said, oh, you're too expensive, or someone along the line has said to you, oh, I don't want that, or I'm not buying that, or whatever the narrative is. They've said something to you that's made you pull back. Okay. What's happened is the client said to you, I need to think about it. The client said to you, I'm not sure. The client said to you, I can't afford that. Or we start talking about finances when we shouldn't even know. I mean, no client has ever invited me to their financial advisor. Last time I've checked, I've been in for 7 years. I'm still waiting for an invitation. No one takes me to go buy a car, and no one takes me to go get a loan with them to buy a house. So it's not my job to educate them on where they should spend their money. So what happens is we have an event, our client tells us something, and we build this thing called a story. Okay? And the story is, oh, she can't afford it, she doesn't want it, I'm being pushy, I'm selling, you know, oh my God, it's bad, you know, I work from home and, you know, I don't pay rent. But let me tell you, if you've got a mortgage, you're paying rent, guys. That's just a little gold nugget I'm telling you now. So don't think you're not paying rent, because you are. But what happens is when we create this story, okay, so we've got an event, we have the story, we get an emotion. Now that emotion drives us. This is what drives us every day of the week, okay, is the emotion side, okay, is, oh my God, now I can't do it. I got really upset, or I got, you know, scared, or I got whatever the emotion comes with, whatever the story is, okay? So the story for you guys is, the event is they're having their hair done in your salon, okay? We know that, okay? We want to sell retail, but the story is, I work from home. They won't buy it. They can't afford it. Is that a fact or is that a story? Does your client say to you, physically say to you, Kylie, I love you doing my hair, but do you know what? I just don't trust your recommendations. Do they say that to you? No, they're not going to say that to you, but we say it. Okay? Because if we have a negative connotation around it, what's the emotion around it? It's always going to be, I'm not doing it. We pull out. It creates friction, right? So what happens? Get rid of that. And if we just take the story out, these two have got no link now, because you can't get an emotion if you don't build up a story. So let's just remove the story. Then that doesn't happen. So guess what? They get their hair done. How they're maintaining it, how they look after it. That's our responsibility, to make sure that they keep the integrity of the hair. It's not anyone else's job. And our clients aren't educated enough to know the difference. So where are they going to get that information from? Now, if we're pulling back that information, we're hiding it, then they're really not getting what they're paying for. And this is the kicker. We say to our clients, oh, it's only like we're selling on, you know, extra steak knife. It's only an extra, sorry for charging you more, $24 for a treatment or $35 or whatever. It's only. But what are we doing there? We're selling on price. We're not selling on value or an outcome. I don't even know what I'm buying at this point. So if we unpack our consultations properly, okay, this is the event, the consultation. We do a consultation. Okay, we remove the story, whether they want it, don't want it, whatever. We just tell them, this is what you need. This is what you need to do on your hair. This is how you need to look after it. You need a treatment to keep the integrity. You need to look after your hair at home with this, this, and this, okay, with aftercare, okay? We just tell them what the aftercare is. I don't care if they can afford it or not. My job is just to share the information. At this point, I'm not even selling. I'm just telling you how to look after it, okay? So I know that aftercare is part of my consultation. And I know that a treatment is as well. Because let's face it, if they don't do a treatment, they're not repairing their hair because shampoo and conditioner don't do it. Shampoo and conditioner is not designed to fix the hair. It's just the vehicle, yep, to help maintain it, okay? So if I don't break this down and I go, oh, Nisha, I'm only going to charge you $35 for a treatment today. Okay, well, what am I getting? What am I buying? What am I paying for $35? Well, if I said, Nisha, you know what? I know we're doing foils today on your hair, but can I just unpack with you why a treatment's really important? Okay, because I know that if I'm foiling, we're going to be compromising the hair. So we need to actually rebuild the hair. We need to restructure it again because we will get to a point, there'll be a fork in the road and it'll be either I can't color your hair anymore or it's my fault that I didn't make you treat it. Because the fault's yours. I put the onus back on the salon, sorry. Right? Your client saying they can't afford it means they don't know what they're buying. Yeah? So if we can start removing the story, okay, and just looking at unpacking consultations properly, making sure we recommend treatments and charging for them. None of this $25, people. Charge what they're worth. Do you know, guys, that we have in our industry the best treatments on the market ever made, right? We have bodybuilders. We have stuff in our industry now that are game changers, guys. And we're still sitting here charging $24.95. Us. And even better, we give it to them for free because we're too sticky. Okay? So I hope this has really landed for you guys because I see this day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out with my clients. I do my accelerator program. I'm in rooms with a lot of hairdressers from all ages, right? But it's you guys who've been in the industry for the longest that still sit here. Because can I tell you, when I do my training with the younger ones, it's almost like it lands and I get salon owners messaging me going, oh my God, you know, my first year made target, my second year made target, my third year did this, my fourth year, da, da, da. But when you guys get this, It's like day and night. So with your clients who come to you on a regular basis and you're working from home, really look at your strategy. Look at, do you have a target? Do you give yourself a target? Do you have, how much you're charging? Okay. Know what you're pricing yourself at. If you knew what I don't get up for, like if you knew my price, I've got a certain price that I don't get out of bed for. You should too. Right. So if I'm doing color and cut and foils, I've got my clients that will not get out of bed for less than $250 per client. Now, if it's 250, I don't know if you can still see that, 250 per client, and you're doing 4 a day, that's 1,000 a day, people. Rather than doing 6, but I can't charge this one because I've been doing her hair for 10 years, and she's got the kids and the dogs, and she said she took the dog to the vet, and you probably won't be able to pay for that. What's going on, people? So what I want you to do is remove the story. Okay? It's not your story, it's their story. And let me tell you, these clients that can't afford this, they go good holidays in Europe, where the euro is like, I don't know, 50 cents to a dollar.
I'm in a salon at the moment, and I'm in Rent-A-Chair.
Yep.
And I've been telling this other girl the same story you just said. And it's so frustrating because her pricing is way below mine, and it's killing me, not only just to see her dying from exhaustion, but for me, because it's putting my pricing down, as in
Narelle.
the opposite way, as in I'm too expensive.
Yeah. So Narelle, you stand your own,
which I have been.
Yeah, and I would just be saying, I've got this many years tenure. I know what I'm doing. Your choice, because if we don't value ourselves, okay. It'd be like me coming on here today and go, being really fluffy. You'd already gone off the Zoom by now. You would have already checked out. Mommy wouldn't be inviting me back in. That I can tell you now, right? When you are standing in confidence and you own what you're saying and you're doing, Narelle, stop buying into her story. Stop buying into the fact what she's doing, because she's not in your lane. What we tend to do is we're trying to get people, we're here, okay, meet somewhere where they're at. Because what happens is we try and get people to meet where we're at, and it's never going to work. She doesn't know what you know right now. So trying to knock your head up against a brick wall is probably going to be less painful. Okay? People can only meet you where they're at. All right? So just you do you. Own what you do. The ones that will stay will stay. The ones that choose to go, that's okay, because they open up space for people who can be there.
Yeah,
okay?
I agree, but it is frustrating that it is in the same place.
Yeah.
And I'm not buying her story because I'm trying to educate her to do it. Up the prices, but it's so frustrating.
Yeah, because unfortunately this is a belief system.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
And you can't change the internal belief until you're ready to change internal dialogue. Yeah. So that's an inside job. And, if you haven't done work on yourself or understand this kind of stuff, then, the usual saying, take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And then you've got to let the horse die at some point. Do you know what I mean? At some point, at what cost, Narelle? Yeah, at what cost? So maybe get her to watch this. I don't know. This will be on YouTube. So
maybe
tell her to hear it. Tell her to hear it from the doctor. I don't know. I hope you guys got some real value out of today. And please don't be scared to charge. Don't be scared to know your worth. And, you know, I kind of think too, when you're working from home, like, make sure you are recommending retail. You've got the Hustle app, right? That removes all the friction of holding stock, right? This is a game changer. This is a game changer. You don't even have to hold the stock or pre-purchase it, okay? So to remove friction, like, that's removed all friction, to be honest. We just need to have the conversations to make sure that we're doing the right thing by our client, because all the client wants to know is what's in it for them. I think the last thing I'm going to finish on is eat the frog. Has anyone heard eat the frog before? No. Okay. So I'm going to get you all put your hand out right now. And I'm going to put a dead frog in your hand. Okay? Now you have two choices. You can either eat the dead frog now, or you can wait all day and still have to eat it. Okay? Who's going to eat the frog straight away?
Me?
Great. Cool. The frog is the one thing you're avoiding. The frog is the one thing that you don't want to do today. The frog is the thing that makes you procrastinate because it makes you feel uncomfortable because you have to do the things that you don't want to do. Okay? So is it recommending retail? Is it selling the treatment? Is it making sure you charge pop in your business? What is the one thing that makes you uncomfortable? Because that's your frog. Okay? If you eat the frog first, then everything else becomes easier. Okay? Do you need to restructure your pricing? Do you need to look at, you know, what treatments you're offering? Do you need to offer more services? If you avoid the frog, it follows you all day. Now, I want you all to write this down because this is really liquid gold. Momentum comes from courage early. Not confidence later. So we do the things that make us uncomfortable, we start to get momentum. And that momentum actually gives us the confidence, not the other way around. I hear so many people go, oh, do it when you know, oh, I've got the right questions. I'm going to post that when I get the right photo. I'm going to do this when this happens. And there's always something going to happen first before we do the thing. But we're never going to get confident at the thing if we still wait for the thing, because then there's inaction. Get momentum, structure your consultations, incorporate treatments and retail. Guys, this is money on the table that you're just giving away. You really are. Like, to me, it's the definition of insanity, honestly. If you don't understand yet that people are making billion-dollar industries out of retail and you still don't know why, then there's something wrong. Use your app. Start recommending. And do it with integrity. Like, I've not sold you anything today, but what I have sold you is the belief that you can be empowered enough to value what you do, what you bring to the table, and have these conversations authentically. Because when you're authentic and you're genuine, no one's going to turn around and say no.
Thank you, Sonia. Her next webinar is titled The Invisible Pay Rise, Sitting in Your Chair. You don't need more clients, you need more value per client. So with Sonia's session, she'll show you how to increase.
I'll be using the whiteboard again.
I love the whiteboard. In the session, she'll show you how to increase income per appointment without changing hours or prices, and the outcome Immediate income uplift strategy using retail and add-ons. So please, there is a link in the message box. Please tap on it. If you miss it when we're gone, please SMS me. We'd love to see your faces again next time. Thank you, everybody. A big thank you to Sonia. I have to say, every time I join Sonia's webinar, and she's not wrong, this is why we keep inviting her to come, because she just blows my mind every time. And I don't say that lightly. So thank you once again. Thank you, ladies, for joining. We hope to see you on the 27th of May. There's the link. If you miss it, SMS me. Have a wonderful week. And thanks again, Sonia. The quote was great. Thank you. Well said.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mel. Really appreciate it.
All right.